Here's a tutorial on how to create the tabs that you could put alongside of the Google Slides. Now, you'll want to have the slides completed so that when you're linking each of the tabs, you have the slides already there, so it'll link directly to each of them. So I'm just using something I previously made that's easy enough to create tabs on. So you'll always create the tabs on the cover slide. And the way that you could do this, and there's two ways of going about inserting a shape, is either you can go to Insert Shape this way, or it's as simple as it being on your toolbar up here, going to Shape, going to the first one where it does say Shapes, and then going all the way over to the one that looks like the round, same side corner, rectangle. It's basically the second one from the right, and you'll click on that. This plus sign will come up, and you'll create the shape. Now, I always create the shape over by the side where I want to put the tab on, just because it's easier. I don't have to move it as much. And then what you'll do is that make sure that it's highlighted with these little blue squares. If it isn't, it'll look like this. You just click back on it to highlight it. You'll go up to Arrange. You'll go to Rotate, and you'll rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees so it actually looks like a tab that's on the side of a binder or whatever it may be. So you could see here that I have that tab set up. Now, depending on how many you're going to need going down, you can make it bigger or smaller. So if I want to make it bigger, I can extend it like this. If I want to make it smaller, obviously I could take it and move it smaller. So I'm just going to create a bigger one just so it's easier to see what I'm doing. Now, keep in mind that when I click back on it, I can customize this any way I want. I could have the fill color be a certain color. I could have the line, the edge around it be a certain color. So you can really jazz this up and get creative with it. But just for the sake of this tutorial, we'll keep it pretty simple. But just keep in mind that that is everything that you could do when you click on it. So what's cool about this is because it's a shape and because I rotated it already, the text will already align with it. So it's not like you have to change the text. So all I did to get the text was I double clicked into it. Now again, you could change it to a certain font, whatever that may be, and a certain size. And then you're going to create whatever this tab might be. So maybe this is a reading tab on their digital notebook, or maybe it's a level tab, or whatever it may be. For me, it's helpful because I don't see my groups every day, is that I create tabs with dates on them so they know exactly the date that we're doing that activity. And just in case they're missing something, especially during this virtual learning, or they need to go back to it, or for parents who are looking at it, it's really helpful. So take, for example, today is Monday, September 14th. Now you could see that obviously this is a little too big for the tab, so I'll just highlight it, make it a little smaller so it doesn't look so crazy. And I'm going to align it in the center. Again, these are all just formatting things that you're doing. So here it is, the tab is created. I rotated it so it's like this, and now I have my Monday, September 14th. Now here is how to link it to what I want them to be doing on that day. So again, this is why it's really helpful to have all of your all of your slides set up here so that it's a 1, 2, 3 type of link. So it's really important that when you're linking it, you're not just clicking open the tab. You actually have to highlight the words that are on here. So the way I did this was I just double clicked over all of the words to select all of them. I am then just going to press Control K together. That is the shortcut for a link. And what's cool is that it allows you to link right to slides in this presentation. So what happens is that basically it'll take them to the first slide of that activity. It won't take them to everything that's in that activity if you have multiple slides, but at least it'll take them to the first one so they're not scrolling and scrolling. So take, for example, my Monday activity starts on slide 2, which either I could press next slide or I could just go down to slide 2 and I will apply that. And now you'll see that it creates a link for them that's there. So what's cool about this is that if you don't want this link to be that color, you could highlight it and just change the color of the text back to black, and it'll still be underlined, so you could still see that it's a link. Again, that's just a formatting and a preference, but totally up to you. Now to create multiple tabs, once you have the first one done, it's super simple. You'll just click on it, Control C to copy, click out of it. Make sure you're clicking out of it, because if I keep it clicked in, it's just going to paste right over it again. And I'll press Control V to paste, and then I'll just move the tab where I need it. Feel free to have spaces in between your tabs, or you can make your tabs side by side like this. And then what you'll do is that for your second tab, once you write over it, it'll get rid of the link for you. So take, for example, the next time I see my group is Wednesday, September 16th. So it's no longer linked to that second slide. So I'm going to go down and find the slide where the Wednesday activity starts, which is here, slide 5. I'll click over my Wednesday text box here. I'll press Control K to link. I'll go to slides in this presentation, and I'll click on slide 5 and apply. So now again, I have it linked. If I want to make it the same color as my other link, I'll just go up here and make the text all black again. And then again, I'll press Control V. I'll have another tab to paste. I'll get rid of the wording in here to replace it with my last tab, which is Friday, September 18th. And that is the last slide that's there. So I'll highlight the text, press Control K to link, and I will link it to slide 8, or you could press last slide, because that's obviously the last thing that they'll be doing. And there it is again. Again, just a format. I'll make sure that all of it's in black and that it's there. Now, if you're OCD like I am and you see that there's this space at the end, all you have to do is basically take it and you'll just move them down so that you have some now spacing in between your tabs as well. Or you can make your tabs just bigger altogether and it won't mess up. If I make the tab bigger, it will not mess up my link or any of that. Just another formatting and kind of making it more appealing to the students so these tabs don't get confusing, even though they are labeled with a date and they are linked to the exact start of the activity. Some things that I like to do is either color code them so that they're either different colors or they go with the color on the slide, or sometimes what I do is I just make them an ombre effect, and what I mean by that is it either starts from light and goes to dark, or it starts from dark and goes to light. So for example, I'll click back on the first tab, I'll go to the fill color, and just going with the theme of it being kind of like yellowish, I can pick a darker yellow. I'll also change the outside of the tab to that dark yellow. So tab 1 looks like this. Tab 2, I'll click on it. I'll go to the fill color. I'll go to the color right above it. So tab 2 will be that just a little lighter of a yellow. And again, the line or the border color will be that lighter yellow as well. And then above it, I'll go to another lighter yellow. Same thing, border color and fill color. So it looks like that. It's just a nice way for the students to realize that it's 3 different activities, 3 different days, kind of keeping with the color theme. Again, this is all just formatting, and it's just what's appealing to the eye and really what your preference, what you think is best for your students, as well as for yourself to access. So just to go back through this again, you'll always want to create your tabs on the cover page. To do so, you'll go to the shape button up here. You'll go to the first drop box of shapes, and you'll go all the way to the right. The second one from the right is the round same side corner rectangle. You'll grab that shape, you'll create your little tab here, and then you'll go to Arrange, and you'll rotate it just clockwise with that 90-degree. You'll move it to where you want it to be. So you want it to be on the side, right? You want it to connect right here. And then once you're ready to do that, you'll double click and you'll write into it whatever the wording is that you want to write into it. Once you have the wording there and you want to link it to your slide, you'll highlight the wording, you'll press Control K. It'll pop up like this. You'll link it, you'll press Slides in this presentation, and you'll link it to whatever slide it starts with. Again, the link color may be blue, it may be pink. It depends on basically your slide theme. If you want all of your links to be a certain color, you'll just highlight this whole text here. You'll go up to the A where the text color is, and you can make it whatever color you want. And then to get multiple tabs that are the same size so you don't have to go back and create the shape again, you'll click on it, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and then just move it wherever you need to so that it's there. If there's something that you mess up on and that you want to undo it, you'll just press Control Z and you can get rid of it like you could see that I was doing there. Now, the last thing about this is that when it's in present mode, you won't be able to see the tabs because they're outside of the box or outside of the slide that allows, but that's okay because in order for your students to edit this, you'll want them to be in this smaller screen anyway. So when they right click on this, it'll take them right to that slide. So I hope this was helpful. If you need any other clarification, feel free to just respond back to the email that I send with this tutorial.